Hey, enduring name. Hopefully you can hear me this time. I just recorded a 10-minute narration with my mic muted. So, there's that. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to jump into the tutorial. This is the Carolina Panthers logo. And I say this a lot. You're probably used to it by now. I don't have to say it, but it's a little bit, this logo is a little bit meticulous and a little bit of a doozy, especially at first. So let me tell you, if you're frustrated at the beginning of making this logo, if you can just get through that initial frustration, everything like the facial features, the eyes, the mouth, they kind of fall in place. Yeah, the toughest part is just getting the head and the neck in the right places before continuing. And in fact, I do make a change to the Panther a little, like, much later in the video, like around the 9-minute mark. I start making kind of a big change to the Panther, but you don't need to worry about that. Like, I basically finished the logo around the 9-minute mark, and then after that I just make a lot of adjustments to make it just a little bit better. I don't change any of the tools, I just stretch out some tools is all. So what I'm doing right now is just creating the outline for the Panther and trying to get a sense for, you know, where I want the head to be, or where, not where I want the head to be, but where the head needs to be, and where the ears need to be. And yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And really, a lot of times when building any character, or something, or animal, or I guess something humane, even not humane, any logo, really. That's any logo that I build. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a sense for where I want things to be by making some sort of outline or some sort of boundary for myself to work within. And I said I was making the outline. Of course, I just made the nose right there. I'll color that blue later. It's gonna stay white for now, but I made that nose even though I was making the outline, and that's because the nose is kind of a centerpiece for the face. And if I know where the nose is going to be, and this goes for human faces, this goes for other animal faces, if you can get the nose in order, you can kind of build around that a lot of times. Same thing goes with the eyes. At least that's how I work. Like, once that nose is in place, I can start to build, you know, the mouth. I can start to build, you know, the jaw, or well, not the jaw. The jaw is more the outline, but the eyes. I can, or the cheekbones, whatever. So that nose is really important for me. So that black tool I'm manipulating right now, that mountainous tool that colors his neck and half of his face black, make sure it does extend all the way to kind of like what's going to be eventually his eyebrow, the eyebrow on the left side of the Panther's face. So yeah, make sure it extends all the way up near the ear. So here I'm just testing the waters for where I want the mouth to eventually be. You know, by making the mouth, I'm basically thinking, okay, is this working out? Like, do I have the outline correct? Is this good? And it turns out it was pretty good. I do tweak it a little bit later. As you see, those whiskers are, you know, I just knocked all the whiskers out with one tool, and it kind of pained me to do that because they don't turn out exactly how you see them in the logo. But if I had not done that, I wouldn't have been efficient. You know, I would have had to use like 6 layers just for the whiskers, and then my Panther wouldn't have had any teeth. So, alright. Here I just making the eyes. Again, trying to pull, you know, once the eyes are done, and I guess once the teeth are done as well, you're pretty much done. Because from there on out, it really is smooth sailing. I use that metaphor a lot. Huh. Anyway. So for the top teeth, I use 3 different tools. I use 2 of those sharp talon looking things, and then a kind of a connector, like a bridge between those two. For the bottom teeth, I was forced to be more efficient, and I had to use only 2 tools. So you might not have seen this coming, because it's a little weird how I create the bottom teeth. What I do is I take a semicircle and squish it and then turn it to the right so that I make the semicircle's curve follow the bottom blue lip of the panther, and then I'll lay it like a squished trapezoid over that semicircle, and that will form the bottom teeth for me. You'll see that in one moment. Once I get the mouth in the right place. So yeah, when creating that semicircle, just make the bottom of it follow the curve of the lip, and then squish a trapezoid down and place it in the middle, and you have your bottom teeth. Again, right now the face might look a little squished. Like if you compare the face I built right now with the actual logo, the head of the panther is going to look a little narrow, perhaps. But again, you can extend the tools out a little bit, and I'm going to do that later in the video, and I'm going to better perfect it. But it's not mandatory you do so. And in fact, yours is probably, if you're making yours right now, it's probably a little off from mine anyways, so you might have accidentally made yours better than mine right now. By the way, pay attention to how things are layered in this logo. A lot of times when dealing with some of the like blue highlights, which there really aren't many blue highlights, it's more me filling in the blue background with like black shadows. I guess so when dealing with black shadows, make sure the layer is correct. Like try to match my layers layer per layer. Make sure the tools are on the right layer, because if they're not, you might end up overlapping some things that aren't meant to be overlapped. Just try to pay attention to that a little bit. And right now I'm just making a lot of adjustments with the jaw. I'm not very carefree, not when creating logos or emblems of any sort. So here's really where you need to pay attention on layers. That tool I just manipulated, the like rounded square, make sure, and this tool as well, you know, make sure they're below the right eye's like background black, like the shadow of the right eye, if that makes sense. So from here on out, I just cover up that little, I guess, you know, that little black whatever that needs to be covered, and the panther logo is created. But yeah, from here on out, I just do some adjustments. So right now you can pause the video, you'd be fine. Right now, like, pause it and you're fine. You're there. You have the panther. I just make it a little better just for myself and just to show you that it can be better. And for the rest of the video, I'm just going to be stretching some tools out a little bit. You know, I'm gonna take the nose and move it a little to the right, and I'm gonna take the eyes and move them a little to the right, and I'm gonna take the whiskers, move them a little to the right, and the mouth, I'm gonna move, like the top teeth especially, I'm gonna move them a little to the right. So keep that in mind. Again, none of this is required at all. This is just if you want to go that extra mile, which you might have felt we've already been going for the whole video. Okay, to wrap up, because this logo is pretty much finished, just let me know, guys. Do you want to see other logos created? Do you want, like I just started a superhero series? What superhero might you like created? I'm doing many other things besides NFL logos, though that is my, I guess, main focus right now. Of course, once I do all 32 teams, I'm certainly going to move on. I'm not going to redo logos. Though I could do like a simpler version of certain logos. I could like create a series, show people how to do a simpler and recognizable version of a logo. Not the very detailed stuff I'm doing now. But the first 32 are definitely going to be the most detailed as possible. Yeah, let me know, guys, what you would like me to create. Until next time.